The Ilyushin Il-62 airliner banked gracefully towards Moscow, its engines humming steadily as the city's icy skyline came into view beneath a blanket of winter clouds. Inside the cabin, passengers quietly prepared for landing, fastening their seatbelts and gathering their belongings, the familiar routine of air travel unfolding around them. Among them sat Jean-Paul Berthelot, a seasoned aviation journalist known for his sharp eye and insatiable curiosity, on what was supposed to be just another routine flight. As he gazed out the frost-edged window, something unusual caught his attention on the snowy ground far below. A fleeting shape that didn't belong. There, parked at a remote airfield, was a massive, sleek aircraft. Unlike anything he'd ever seen before, its silhouette stark against the white expanse. The shape was striking, enormous swept-back wings, a long, slender fuselage, and a menacing presence that seemed to radiate power and secrecy. Even from a distance, Berthelot's instincts told him this was no ordinary plane. It was something entirely new, something the world had not yet seen. The airfield below was Zhukovsky, the Soviet Union's top-secret aviation test center, shrouded in mystery and heavily guarded from prying eyes. For a brief, electrifying moment, the mysterious aircraft was visible, then vanished from sight as the passenger jet descended behind airport buildings. Berthelot's heart raced. He realized he'd just glimpsed a secret project, likely a new strategic bomber, the likes of which had only been whispered about in intelligence circles. For years, rumors had swirled about a Soviet response to the American B-1, but nothing had ever been confirmed. Until now, in this accidental moment. He fumbled desperately for his camera, hoping to capture proof, but the opportunity had slipped away in an instant. All he had was a vivid mental image burned into his memory, and the knowledge that he'd witnessed something extraordinary, something that could change the course of history. This accidental sighting would soon set off a chain reaction, exposing one of the USSR's most closely guarded secrets to the world. The world was about to learn of a new force in the Cold War arms race, a revelation that would send shockwaves through military and political circles alike. Sometimes history changes in the blink of an eye when chance and curiosity collide at 30,000 feet. Welcome to Aviate Hub. Here, we dive deep into the most fascinating stories from the world of aviation, exploring the machines and the minds that shaped history. Subscribe for more incredible aviation stories, rare insights, and untold secrets from the skies. Today, we uncover the tale of the Tupolev Tu-160, NATO codename Blackjack, the Soviet Union's ultimate strategic bomber, a machine that pushed the boundaries of technology and secrecy. Conceived as a direct answer to America's B-1 Lancer, the Tu-160 was a marvel of engineering and a symbol of Soviet ambition, representing a fierce rivalry that defined an era. Its existence was a closely guarded state secret, known only to a select few at the highest levels of power. The bomber was designed to fly vast distances, penetrate the most advanced enemy defenses, and deliver devastating nuclear payloads, making it a critical piece in the high-stakes Cold War chess match. The Kremlin poured immense resources and manpower into the project, determined to outpace the West and secure their dominance in the skies. Secrecy was absolute. Even the name of the aircraft was classified, hidden behind layers of bureaucracy and misinformation. Yet, despite the KGB's legendary vigilance and relentless security, a single chance sighting would unravel years of careful secrecy and planning. Sometimes, all it takes is one pair of watchful eyes, one fleeting moment, to change the course of history forever. The Tu-160 project began in the 1970s as the US developed the B-1A bomber. Alarmed, Soviet leaders demanded a new aircraft that could match or surpass American capabilities. Tupolev's design was chosen in 1975, with requirements for supersonic speed, massive payload, and intercontinental range. The project, codenamed Product 70, was shrouded in secrecy. Workers only knew their small part. Test pilots were hand-picked and security was airtight. The Tu-160 consumed a huge share of the defense budget, symbolizing Soviet pride and power. The Kremlin planned a dramatic, controlled unveiling, never an accidental leak, but fate had other plans. The world would learn of the Tu-160 not through a parade, but ponspandapere, kumafper bopere, stes, Feinsteins barbereiker bing, ostaik kokstories, althai, fleeting blind, offbarn bein, Argon offer Gustray, Austri, or Nainway. From a passenger jet, Jean-Paul Berthelot, a French aviation journalist, was no spy, just an enthusiast with a keen eye and a passion for uncovering the unknown. His curiosity about aviation was matched only by his attention to detail, making him a respected figure among his peers. In November 1981, his commercial flight passed over the legendary Zhukovsky Air Development Center, a place shrouded in secrecy and speculation for years. On the ground below, a Tu-160 prototype sat exposed in the open air, perhaps being moved or prepped for a crucial round of testing. For reasons unknown, the usual precautions to hide the aircraft weren't taken that day. It was a rare lapse in Soviet security, and fate had placed Berthelot in the right seat at the right time. In those few seconds, Berthelot saw the variable sweep wings, the powerful engines and the bomber's immense size, features that set it apart from anything he'd seen before. He instantly recognized the significance. This was a new class of weapon, a technological leap that could shift the balance of power. He memorized every detail, knowing he'd stumbled upon a secret Western intelligence had only guessed at, and that this moment could change the course of aviation history. In the USSR, curiosity about military matters was dangerous, sometimes even deadly for outsiders. Berthelot kept quiet, determined to get his mental snapshot out safely, knowing that even a hint of suspicion could put him at risk. The scoop of a lifetime was now a matter of international intrigue, with governments and intelligence agencies eager for any scrap of information. Sometimes, the most valuable intelligence is carried in memory alone, locked away until it can be safely shared. The first step of the leak was complete, but the journey to reveal the truth had only just begun. The world's most secret bomber was no longer invisible, and the story of its discovery would echo far beyond Zhukovsky. Back in France, Berthelot didn't rush to publish. He discreetly shared his sighting with trusted colleagues, sketching the bomber's shape and features. His technical description, variable geometry wings, 4 engines, immense size, matched rumors of a new Soviet bomber. The story quietly circulated among Western aviation analysts. It reached Thomas B. Cochrane, a British enthusiast skilled at analyzing satellite imagery. Cochrane obtained commercial satellite photos of Zhukovsky from the time of Berthelot's flight. After hours of searching, he found it, the unmistakable outline of a massive swept-wing aircraft on the tarmac. The satellite image matched Berthelot's account perfectly. Now, there was proof, a witness and a photograph. The accidental leak was about to become a global revelation. The Tu-160's existence could no longer be denied. The story broke in the Western press. Headlines blared about the new Soviet superbomber. The Pentagon was forced to acknowledge the aircraft, initially calling it Ram-P before NATO named it Blackjack. Military experts were stunned by its size and capabilities, raising alarms about Western air defenses. Could NORAD stop a squadron of supersonic bombers? The Blackjack's reveal fueled Cold War tensions and calls for increased defense spending. Media coverage was intense, with dramatic illustrations and speculation. In the USSR, the leak was a major embarrassment, a failure of security. The Kremlin stayed silent, but the evidence was undeniable. The White Swan, as Soviet pilots called it, was now a symbol of both power and vulnerability. A secret glimpsed by chance had changed the global balance. When details of the Tu-160 emerged, they confirmed its status as a technological marvel, the largest and heaviest supersonic combat aircraft ever built. It dwarfed even the B-1B Lancer. Its variable sweep wings allowed for both high-speed dashes and efficient cruising. 4 powerful NK-32 engines gave it unmatched speed and range. Armed with long-range cruise missiles, the Tu-160 could strike targets across continents. Advanced avionics and electronic countermeasures made it a formidable adversary. Operated by just 4 crew, it was a triumph of automation and design. The Tu-160 could launch missiles from deep within Soviet territory, making interception nearly impossible. Though production slowed after the USSR's collapse, the Blackjack remains a potent symbol of Cold War ambition. It was the ultimate expression of Soviet aerospace power. The accidental discovery of the Tu-160 was a turning point in Cold War history. It forced the West to reassess Soviet capabilities and accelerated the arms race. The incident showed that even the tightest security could be breached by chance and human observation. It marked the rise of open-source intelligence, where civilians could uncover state secrets. For the Soviets, it was a blow to prestige and a lesson in vulnerability. The West gained precious time to develop countermeasures. The story of the Tu-160's reveal became a metaphor for a changing world, where secrets were harder to keep. The Iron Curtain was no longer impenetrable. A fleeting glimpse from a passenger jet had altered the course of history. Sometimes the smallest window can reveal the biggest secrets.